everybody, I'm Dani. Welcome to this 20-minute breathe, and we are out here on the Vltava River in Prague in the Czech Republic. We have some beautiful swans out here today, and I'm super excited to get this 20-minute breathe done today and to work on squeezing everything you can out of every workout. We're gonna work on some catches today, but before we get started, let's go ahead and check out the metrics on our screen. That big number in the bottom left corner of your screen marks /500M, that's your split. That indicates your speed. The lower that number is, the faster you're going. All right? That small number marked S/M, that's your strokes per minute. We call that your rhythm number. All right, if you follow my hands, you'll be right in rhythm with me, and that's exactly what we want. All right? If you pair that rhythm number with your own personal effort that you generate with your legs by pressing harder into that foot plate, you're gonna feel a little bit more resistance on the handle of your Hydrow, and you're gonna be more in control of your split. All right, that leaderboard's going active in 3, 2, 1, pop, pop, here we go. Yes, we got a nice little playlist here for you today. But I think more importantly, we're in Prague. All right, we have these beautiful views. It's a foggy morning, it's freezing. My parents are out here. Mom and Dad, hello. Give a little wave for me. Hey. Yes, I had to borrow some coats because it is like 43 degrees out here right now and it's chilly. But the swans are not seeming to have any sort of a problem. So I think they picked a good home. So here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna get into working on our catches, all right? And that's a really fun thing to do on your Hydrow. It's pretty straightforward. And if you feel it, you'll know. If you're doing it right, you'll feel it immediately, okay? And you'll see a split change and everything. So let's stay nice and relaxed. We're gonna stay at a nice jog pace today. So keep that intensity in mind. We have 1 more minute of a warm up here, so I'll let you know how the structure is gonna go down. All right, our first section, our first interval, pardon me, my face is frozen. It's getting a little bit hard to talk, all right? Our first interval is gonna be a nice 3-minute piece. We're gonna go 2 minutes out of 22. We'll pop it up for that last minute at 24. Our next section is gonna be 3.5 minute long. All right, we'll go 2.5 minutes out of 24, then we'll pop it up to 26. Then we'll go back down, 22, 24. And that last 3.5 minute piece is gonna be a good old fashioned 24 for 2.5 minutes, and then 26. If you didn't memorize that, don't worry. I've done it for you. I've done it for you, pal. All right, taking the sights today. In 15 seconds, we'll pop this up to a nice 22. All right, I want you to stay at that jog pace. And let's work on that catch, and let's talk about how to work on that catch. All right? Woo! We have our friend Andre. Pop it up to that 22 on this one. We have our friend Andre on the boat with us. This is his boat, actually, that our crew is using. He gives wine tours. So if you're ever in the Prague area, we highly recommend hanging out with our pal here. All right? But he's gonna let us know. There's gonna be a castle coming up on our port side, on my port side over here. Well, port's the same for everybody, isn't it? So when that happens, we'll let you guys know where the castle is. But here we are, we're at this 22. All right, let's work on these catches. All right, so when I'm in the boat, I can feel the catch based on where my blades are going in, when they're going in, but more importantly, together, we can feel that the catch is working when we feel a little bit more resistance earlier in our stroke. All right, so that means when you're close to that screen, I want you to feel the Hydrow's resistance, right, as soon as possible. All right, so basically I want you to get to that catch position. I want you to already be in a nice strong position. Your back is straight, your core is engaged. All right, those heels, whether they're lifted all the way off or not, doesn't matter, it's different for everybody. I know that Akil's heels stay down all the time. My heels stay down all the time. Some other people's heels come up. It's all good, it really just depends on your ankle flexibility. We're not worried about those heels, but I want you to be nice and engaged right at the front end. All right, right when you're at that screen. Good, and what I want you to do is I want you to create that resistance right away. Remember, your body is a lever, all right? That's what you're using. That's how we're thinking about that catch. And I want you to feel the resistance as early as possible. So let's work on that here. We have a nice minute here, a minute left. So let's go ahead, pop it up to that 24 on this one. And let's work on feeling that resistance early. Good. We're there. 24, baby. We're on. We're gonna be moving around here. Andrew's steering us. Good. I've never been to this part of the river, so we're exploring it together. And I love that. All right, feel that catch early, feel that resistance early. We're only here for 20 minutes. It's gonna last 20 minutes either way, baby. Might as well do it right. Good. Nice, good stuff. Nice breath. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, keeping that core engaged, getting as prepared as you can before you even start the stroke. Good. We're gonna bring it down here now. Guess what? Take a guess. No, I'm not gonna make a guess. We got a minute and a half off because I love you. All right? Nice and relaxed. Let's take it down to a nice paddle. We got the castle. What, just in time. It's all foggy. It looks medieval even. All right, look at that. Can you see it? Dad, can you see that castle? Pretty good. Can you see it, William? You can. All right, look at that fog is clearing to reveal the tops of that castle. That's pretty cool. It's like a fairyland here in Prague. We were walking across the Charles Bridge last night. Mac, Aisha, and myself. Mike went to go watch a soccer game, or should I say a football game. And we were walking across the bridge, and Mac goes, I just feel like Walt Disney came to Prague and said, I'm gonna make everything look like this in all of my movies. And I was like, that's probably pretty accurate. It's beautiful here. It's one of the prettiest places I've ever been. Super excited to share it with you. All right, we're gonna pop it up to the 24. Remember, this piece is 3.5 minutes long because I love you. All right, so we got another 30 seconds. Pick it up here to that 24. Pop, pop, boom. There you go. Good. I wanted to mix it up today. I felt like Prague, when you're walking around, there's a little bit of everything, isn't there? It's just a beautiful place. Wherever you look, it's just kind of every building is different. Everything's really unique. So the genres for the music today is all over the place. I was like, I just want to pick a bunch of music that is great. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta just mix it up. So good, enjoy it. Good, and I want you to cruise here. We're here at this 24th for 2.5 minutes. So that's a lot of time that we have to figure out this catch situation. We're squeezing everything we can out of the workout. And I remember this, every coach I've ever had, there's lots of different coaching styles for rowing. Everyone kind of coaches a different stroke. Some coaches are like, I want more layback. And other coaches are like, you're laying back too much. All this stuff. So it's very different. Really depends on the coach, what style of rowing they're coaching. But every single coach can agree on this one thing. Andrew's gonna tell us. Andrew's a very good coach himself, so he'll know. Every coach wants you to get that catch resistance as early as possible. Right, Andrew? Yeah, he says yes. Wow! Look at this! That is crazy. I didn't even notice, so I just turned around. What the heck? You guys know me very well. It's not often that I'm out of words. That's amazing. Oh man! And that sun's coming out. My stroke rate just went down. Let's pick it back up to that 24. I'm sorry. This is live outdoor reality, isn't it? Right here. Sometimes human emotion just takes over. Oh, I'm pretty sure Aisha and Mac have both told stories about that castle, about that cliff. So if you guys want to check out their workouts to hear about them, you should. Something about a knight and a horse. Yep. Anyway, keep this up right here. We got about, good. We got What do we got? This is our last minute. We're popping it up. Hit that 26 on this one. Just in time. There we go. We're at that 26. I want you to get as much out of that catch as possible. And you do that by getting that resistance extra early. Rowing is a game of inches. All right? I've won by a sliver of an amount. And sadly and heartbreakingly, I've lost by a sliver of an amount. All right, so it's all about the game of inches. So one thing that you can really get on your competition is getting those catches in early, feeling that resistance in early, and not wasting any sort of a sliver of any stroke. The more you can get every stroke, that can add up to a big, big win. All right? Bringing it down on this one. Good. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Take it easy. We got a minute and a half here. All right? Good. Once again, because I love you. We got some rower friends out here. I think there's a lot of boathouses on this stretch of river as well. I don't know if I've seen one yet, but when I do, I'll call it out. All right. So how are those catches coming? How are you feeling? I know this is a breathe, so when we bring that rhythm up, I want to remind you to stay at a jog pace. The variation in stroke rhythm is meant for you to be able to feel the resistance at many different stroke rates today, okay? At many different rhythm numbers. All right, so what I really just want you to keep thinking about that front end. We're squeezing as many meters as we possibly can into this 20 minutes at a jog pace, and we're gonna do it with the catch. So you'll notice that even if you don't change intensity, even if you don't try to push harder, if you get that resistance earlier, your split will actually drop. All right, so if you see that happen, don't get worried, don't think, oh, I'm expending so much energy. Nah, you just got some good technique. All right, let's bring it back down to that 22. On this one, we're here for 2.5 minutes. Good, nice. This can be a little easier because you have a little longer on that recovery. Remember, the recovery is when you're moving toward that screen. All right, that's what we call that part of the stroke, the recovery and the drive. The recovery and the drive, all right? So on that recovery, you get your body prepped. Make sure you're in a strong position as soon as you reach the catch. And then I want you to really feel that resistance right away. You press those legs. Make sure the handles and the seat are moving away from the screen at the same time. I'm gonna say that again. The handles and the seat begin their movement away from the screen at the same moment in time. All right? That's how you're gonna be able to feel that resistance. You're gonna push those feet against that foot plate, and you're gonna move the seat and the handle at the same time. I could say that 1,000,000 times, all right? But I won't. But I want you to just say it to yourself maybe a little bit, all right? I'd rather you get annoyed with yourself than with me. I'm kidding. Oh, we got a finish tower and a grandstand over here. If you guys see that on my starboard side, that yellow tall building, so that the officials can see how fast people are crossing the finish line and make sure they have a good vantage point. Look at that! That's pretty sweet. Was that for a world championship? Andrew? You think that was for a world championship, or is this just their regular 2K course? Pretty good. We'll find out in a second. Good. So we have another 30 seconds at this 22, so relax. Keep prepping that body. Good. Nice. Speaking of the world championships, this boat that I'm in actually was just racing in the world championships. Have you ever heard of a rower called Kara Kohler? She is the best. She raced the single at the world championships. She represents the USA for many, many years on the US team. And we're gonna bring it up to that 24 here for this last minute. Here we go. Keep holding on to that early resistance at the catch here. Good. Yes, you're crushing it. What do we have over here? Oh, one more time. Oh, we have a boathouse. Very cool. We have 5 boathouses coming up. Here's one of them back here. Good. Right over my port side. 30 more seconds staying at this jog pace. Don't go up in intensity. Try to drop the split by creating earlier resistance at the catch. Good. But right, yeah, so Caracola, you'll see it, you might see it says USA on this boat. Because it literally just raced in Račice in the Czech Republic where the World Championships were. Good. So it's pretty cool to be able to row the same boat as Caracola. Look her up, she's a boss. Bring it down. Woo! Can you believe it? We're already in our last 5 minutes. Sad. I could work on my catch for days with you. And yet we only have 20 minutes. All right, take a look around. Got some cool boathouses. The fog is clearing a little bit. I love the fog. I love rowing in the fog. Reminds me of when I was at UW, University of Washington. We'd go out in the early mornings, not be able to see a thing. Put these lights on our boat called bow lights. So we put some lights on our boat, on the bow and on the stern, so that other boats could see us through the fog. Pretty good. Oh, breathe, nice, take it easy. How's it going? Check in. Are you feeling way too exhausted? Maybe mentally exhausted because we're thinking about that catch every stroke of the way. That's how it's gotta be. We gotta squeeze everything we can out of this workout. We're working 86% of our muscles when we are rowing. That's twice as many as cycling, twice as many as running. All right, so yeah, you might get a little tired, but it's only 20 minutes. It takes half the time to get just as good of a workout. So if it's only gonna take 20 minutes, might as well pour yourself into it. Get better, all right? Oh, this yellow building behind us over here, we're gonna pop this up really quick and I'll tell you. Up to that 24 for 2.5 minutes, bring it up. Good, this yellow building behind me right here has some of the Czech national team that actually rows out of this boathouse. So I'm sure a lot of them were at the World Championships just recently. Woo, that's cool. That's really cool. All right, staying here at this 24, staying at that jog pace. Good, like I said, squeezing every little bit. No one's too good to practice. I'm not too good for practicing. You're not too good for practicing. Keep at it, you can always get better. That's why I like rowing. There's no cap, you know? You can't be like, well, you know, I rowed this fast. That's as good as anyone will ever get. No. Otherwise, there wouldn't be world records being broken every year, right? We gotta keep getting better. Keep pushing your teammates, all right? Do that by finding little ways to get better. Once you have that foundation laid, you can always find little tiny ways to keep getting better. I'll tell you a story about my dad. He's worked, he's played basketball his whole life. And he's very good. And he still goes out and he starts 3 feet from the hoop. He's never been too good to start practicing that close, right? You'd think he could just go out there and start shooting 3-pointers, but no. You gotta start from the inside, you gotta start close, and no one's ever too good to practice, all right? No one's ever too good to practice the easy things. So let's keep this up. Nice 24, keep practicing that front end. Very good. Breathing in, relax. Relax, remember, it's easier to engage your muscles quickly when they are relaxed. So don't tense up, all right? Maybe I should have told you that earlier. It's a good reminder, okay? So just relax, keep your muscles nice and relaxed, and trust yourself to add that resistance nice and early. Also, for anyone out there, anyone at home right now who does a lot of rows with me, it's a very rare moment when you hear a country song, all right, on my playlist, but this is just, it's good. All right, bringing it up to that 26. We're in our last minute. I'm not gonna try to hype you up too much because I want you to stay at that jog pace. Good. I want you to feel that catch nice and early. I want you to watch that split drop because of that early catch resistance. That's what I want for you right now. Come on. Good, bringing it up. Bringing it up. Good. That 26 is beautiful. Oh, we're moving. We're moving through Prague. That's crazy. Woo! Hydrow in Prague. I can't believe it. Here we go. Keep moving. We got 20 seconds. Feel that resistance early. Work on it every stroke until the finish line. Be unstoppable here. Good. Relax those muscles so you can engage them quickly. Very nice. Give me that last few strokes here across the finish line. 3, 2, last stroke. There you go. Beautiful job. I hope we learned a lot about how we can work on that front end, how we can work on that catch. And I hope we learned a lot about how often we probably have to think about it. All right, we're in Prague. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for coming out and hanging out with us. Thank you guys for working on it. I'm Dani Hanny. It's a beautiful morning. Have a great day. Bye.